just as a quick exercise for you and I, if we were to strip you of your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your mailing list is a big one in sourcing, and you start again tomorrow, you understand the game, you just don't have any of the contacts. Where would you start, and to quickly get yourself to 3K a month, let's say?
To 3K a month, I do two things in parallel. So firstly, I'll be reaching out to reputable deal packagers, deal sourcers who have businesses that work. I'm assuming you've still got, in this theoretical world, have you still got your business that runs?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd come to you and I'd bring deals to you, and I'd access your, or you would send the deals out to your investment list, and we maybe go 50-50 on the fee or thirds or whatever it is, and I'd do that and start building up some capital that way. Alongside that, I'd be building up my own investor list. So that would be getting back onto social media, posting the content, starting today. But also another tip that I give people is LinkedIn is so powerful. If you go onto Google and you type in property investor, Manchester, LinkedIn, and you just search that on Google, it will literally give you a list of everybody on LinkedIn who's based in Manchester who has in their title that they are a property investor. And I just go onto every single account and I connect with all of them and I'd say, hey, I've got this property. It's worth £150,000. I've got it for 115. Would you buy it? Or are you interested? And I'd start those conversations and I'd start getting those people's details and getting them onto my list. I'd do a bit of guerrilla marketing, just getting out there, just hunting people down.
And I think that's the main thing. You just got to go hell for leather, haven't you?
Yeah.
But no, I completely agree. Like if I was asked that question the other way around, those are the things I'd have done, because you need to sell deals to make money at the end of the day, but you also need to start building up that investor list. You need to have people that you're finding properties for, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And I think, I don't know what you think, but I think like 3,000 a month, sounds like a lot for some people if they've never done it before, but actually it's quite achievable. It doesn't always come instantly because it takes a few months for deals to go through, pipeline to build. But I feel like it is very achievable quite quickly. Would you agree?
Yeah, you treat it like a conveyor belt, don't you? And I say this to a lot of my students, my clients. I say to them, you've got to see it as a conveyor belt. You put a deal on this side and say, let's in 3 months' time, 4 months' time, 5 months' time, that deal's going to complete and you're going to get paid. But you're not going to get paid today. So don't just put the deal on, wait 4 months, then it drops off on the other end and you go, yes, got paid.
Yeah.
Let's find another one. You just got to go, no, let's go, right, here's one deal, here's another deal, here's another deal. And then eventually, in 3 or 4 months' time, whilst there is that delay, that means that when you do start getting paid, you continue to get paid over and over again. And like you say, it sounds, £3,000 a month sounds like a lot of money. But the reality is, even if you're going 50-50 on a fee, that's what, 2 deals?
Yeah.
Two deals in a month, which at the moment is 100% achievable.
Yes.
I 100% believe that.
No, I agree. It's just for someone that hasn't got proof of concept, it can seem like a lot of money. But no, I think that's the perfect analogy to explain it. It's the conveyor belt. It's just continuously add to your your pipeline, find deals. So good. I was interested to see how you'd tackle those kind of answers, but that's interesting. If we part the business side of things for a second, on the kind of more investment side or property side, in terms of like ownership and stuff. What are your plans there? Because previously you've done flips, then you've gone into sourcing. What are you doing now? You doing flips, or what is the plan there?
Yeah, so we are we're trading property. So we're buying something in Wigan at the moment. We're going to be completing on that, and we're going to be just selling it straight away, just putting it into an auction and getting that sold. So quick trades, smaller profit margins, but a lot more deals to be done and a much quicker turnaround, which I like. And so in the space of 6 to 9 months, we can make more money making less profit per deal, but by doing more deals in that time frame than doing a buy one, spend 2 months, 3 months renovating it, stick it on the market, sell it to a first time buyer, and it takes 3-4 months to go through.
Yeah.
That's my strategy at the moment when it comes to buying and selling. We're just trading. I call it trading.
Yeah.
It's just a buy it, don't renovate it, and just sell it. But having said that, this is the first year where I'm actually exploring the idea of buying and holding.
Okay.
Up until this year, partly because of like just company taxes and stuff like that, and track record of income. I didn't actually explore the idea of investing in property to hold. And then about a year ago, I was able to, you need 2 or 3 years trading before you can get a mortgage. I didn't really think that through when I quit my job. So I quit my job and then had to do a couple of years of running the business before we could explore buying and holding. And then last year, it just felt ridiculous, the idea of buying and holding something when house prices were going through the roof. And so again, I just didn't really explore that idea. But this year, this is the first year where I'm going to be going and trying to build a portfolio where I'm going to be buying it to hold and to rent out. And I'm even exploring HMOs.
Are you?
Yeah, which is not something I thought I'd be doing. But I'm really considering it because I like the look of them.
Talk to me about the comparison between a buy-to-let and a HMO. Is it cash flow? What's the driving force behind that?
The driving force is the cash flow.
Yeah.
On a personal note, I'm expecting a little baby in June. Yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
Did you not?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm expecting a little girl coming in June,
amazing.
Which is really exciting.
Yeah.
And so me and my wife, we are going through the process of buying a home. We currently rent where we live. So baby's coming, so we're just deciding rather than taking a step back, we're jumping all in every aspect. So we're looking to buy a house that we're going to be renovating and then moving into. And then we're also looking to buy and rent out. And the reason I bring it up is because we are looking for that cash flow from HMOs. Fine. Because I'd like to be able to, I don't know, just the idea of now growing a family, I'm thinking that to have that backbone, that foundation of cash flow every month is quite nice. We make enough money to live, but just to know that there's that constant, so no matter what, we've got that constant cash flow coming in. That's quite appealing. And so comparing it to HMO to a single let, if we're going to make, especially with interest rates at the moment, I don't know how you're finding it. You probably fixed yours just before the interest rates started spiking up. I don't know. It'd be interesting to know about it. Yeah. So for you, it's probably not a problem, but if we're going to be buying something now, or say you wanted to remortgage something, we're looking at about 4.5% interest, which on a single let, where you might have been making £250, £300 profit per month, that drops down to, £100, 50 quid. For me, there's just no point in putting all that effort in for £50 a month. I know you get the property, I know you get capital growth, and I'm 100% on board with that. But for my immediate to medium term goals, my short to medium term goals, it is that cash flow, and that has to be the priority. And so a single let just doesn't feel like it.
No, that's for me. It's really interesting to get your point of view on that, and I think for anyone listening, I would never recommend if it's if something's cash flowing under 100 a month, don't touch
bother.
it. Because it's just not worth the risk. Fortunately, so what I'm finding with mine is I locked in a lot of interest rates. I am doing a couple of refinances on BRR deals I did, and obviously they're at around the 5%.
But it's more important in those situations, I'm guessing, to pull the equity out than it is to make the cash.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So they're looking at 170, 180 profit per month, which is a bit dire, but you get the capital out.
Yeah.
Still finding for clients, you can get turnkeys with 250. I think the saving grace has just been the increase in rents. If we hadn't had that, things would be a very difficult situation right now. But no, I just, again, really interested to hear your take on that. I'm glad to see you joining the long game and
getting into it.
But I think, ultimately it's great to do a combination, right? To do those trades, make that quick profit, that quick money. And like you, I did my first one of those last year where, I could have gone in, done that full refurb, but I decided, I'll buy it. I'll straight away going to sell it with no refurb, because you keep the pool of the market open, don't you, to investors or first-time buyers, rather than spend that money, only to narrow down that target audience and maybe make $5,000 more. But for me, that came with ultimately a lot more risk. So